Hi. So let's look at how we can record the contribution, like a deposit from a client or let's just say your customers. So if you're into this daily contribution, or you have a club, you have a group that you do, or maybe like an ajo, you make daily contribution. So this is just a way you can go around recording those transactions in QuickBooks desktop. So the first thing you have to do, those your customers, those people that are giving you money to keep for them for contribution so that you pay back on a later date. You are going to create them as a vendor, not as customer. Vendor because you are going to be owing them money. So they are your vendor. So just like we with bank, we are not really customers to bank. We are lenders. We are lending our money to bank so that bank will use those money for other things. So, but when it comes to their financial on their report, will be reflected as a liability because they are going to pay us back that money. So let's first of all go to vendor center and let's just create one vendor that we are going to use for this illustration. So the vendor is going to be, let's create new vendor. So let's call this ABNet Limited. So this, or just it might be a company or an individual. So if it's an individual, so this is Abubakar for instance. So I'm going to click on OK. So we've created one vendor. So now we are in the vendor information center. So if we can go back home here. Now since we've created a vendor, what you need to do is to go to banking and go to make deposit. Don't go to record deposit. This record deposit is linked to the payment you are receiving from the customer you sold on credit. Go to this particular make deposit. This is not linked to anything, so the money is just coming fresh, unlike the other record deposit that is on the home page. So let's say you're using Premium Trust Bank, and this is 9 of April 2025. Then this can be called. So let's use January. So let's say this is April, right? So let me just use January. So January, let's do this way. January 2025 contribution. I can just call it something else. But the point is, we are receiving a deposit from someone. Can just put it here. Okay. So I'm going to call on the Abubakar. Okay. Then from account, I'm going to select account payable. This is very important. It has to be account payable. So let's say this person is depositing monthly 150,000. So for January 2025, there is a contribution of 150,000. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save and new so that I can record that February. So I'll go again. Okay, let me go back and use that date. So let's take it to the end of January, which is 31st. So I'm going to save this and new, save and new. Yeah, save changes. So now for the next month, which is going to be February, so I'll just go to the end. So let's see, there's another contribution by Abubakar, and we select account payable, and we name this as February 2025 contribution. Okay, so I'll just copy this now, then have it pasted here. So I'll come here again. So let's say still 150. So maybe the next month, which is the last month, we're gonna maybe select March and a different amount. Okay, so save and new. Then we'll go to March ending 31st. I'll go to receive from Abu Bakar, then account payable, then this should be March 2025 contribution, right? I can put monthly contribution. So let me just quickly copy that and have it pasted here. Then let's say this time around it was 175,000. Okay, these are all contributions. So I'll just do save and close. Of course, we're in April now, so let's wait for. Now I'll go to my report now. Then I'll go to company and financial. Then I'll go specifically to balance sheet. So from balance sheet, I would select my account payable. You can see we have 475. So let me double click on that. You can see there is a deposit, and the memo is showing January, February, March. As you can see, from Abubakar, and these are the value 150, 151. Now this is under account payable, which is reflecting under liability. You can see this is under current liability, so is this the best? But of course, this money is going to reflect in our premium trust bank also. So let's double click on it. It's like we already have 100,000 there before. You can see the 100,000 here that is reflecting here before. So now you can see the 150, 150 and 175, which is correct. That's a double entry. So the double entry is in between the bank and the account payable, which is very, very correct. So this is recording the contribution. When the contribution is made, this is how you record it, and this is how you check to see that those transactions are recorded correctly by reflecting as a liability and also reflecting in the bank account. Now we want to pay this. You can do a lot more. Let's say we want to use money to carry out an investment or something. So let's just make a simple one here. So let's say we want to now pay back these vendors. Of course, I call them customer, but they are your vendors because you have to, how would I put it, they are your, you have to pay them. You have to pay them, right? So now let's go to making payment to this person. So of course you go to banking, then you write check. So writing check means you are making payment from the bank to someone. So anytime you're writing check, it means cash is going out, whether be it cash in hand, cash at bank, whatever form of payment that you have. So we are going to select Premium Trust Bank. Then we are selecting Abubakar. Now, mind you, when we check the reports, we can see from the balance sheet that that figure is positive. It's not showing negative, right? Which is okay. Which means you are owing this customer. But in the case when you make advance payments, I think if you watch my video, advance payments will show you negative because you are the one making payment to the vendor. Even when you've not received any goods. So maybe I'll just make a video about that to explain very well. I have instances that I can also provide. So let's go to write check. So now that you're writing check, we would select the vendor. So let's say this is April. He decided to withdraw. April ending. Now we have expense and we have item. So we're going to go with expense, and this expense we're going to select account payable. So let's say we are receiving receiving all the money. Let's say how much, which is 475, I guess. Okay, 475,000. We'll go back to write check, and we enter the amount 175,000. So you can put a memo being payment or repayment for contribution, monthly contribution, payment to client. Okay, let's put client for payment. Okay, yeah, for mind my English. Don't mind my English. I mean, so payment to okay, to client for contribution, or let me say withdrawal. So contribution withdrawal. Okay, so that is best. Contribution withdrawal. So of course, what are we contributing? So okay, contribution. So it can be cash contribution withdrawal, as the case may be. So let's just give it a name so that we know what we are doing. So this is 475,000, and on the 30th of April we are making payment to Aboka because he's withdrawing. So we do save and close. Then let's quickly go to report to see if we still have an account payable. So from here you have the date. Remember, we use April 9, so as at this date you are still having 475. So you have to be careful about the date. So let's go to 30th of April and refresh. Hopefully, tada, it has disappeared because the payment was made on 30th of April. So you can see one implication of not selecting the right date. It look like you're not doing anything, there's no effect showing, but of course there's the effect is because we did not select the right date. So here now you can see under liability there is nothing under liability, and the premium chargeback has gone back to 100,000. We don't longer have 175, so we've made payments in this regard. So now let's look at our reports for profit and loss and see if any of these transactions affect our profit and loss. So of course it does not affect our profit and loss. In fact, let's even go down to the end of April where we made that payment. You notice it's not a transaction, it is just money in and money out, so you can't see anything on your under the profit and loss. So the best place to go to is the balance sheet under that angle, or you can go to report and then also go to vendors and payables. This is also where you can see the amounts you are owing those people who contribute money to you and are expecting that you are going to pay them in the future time. There are also ways you can also record the charges you charge them. Let's say that you charge them maybe 1,000 per month per contribution. You can also do that while making the deposit here. While making deposit, maybe for the first time deposit. So let me just quickly go back here. You can add here, let's say charges income. So depending on how you want to name it, charges and income. So tab, let's do quick add. I want it to be oh okay, no, not that column. This is supposed to be Abubakar, and then here now is charges income. Okay, this is the income that you so quick add, set up, and then select income account, because yeah, then now we just name it charges income. You can write a memo, right? And then let's say the charge is 5,000. So this is what you want to use to operating yourself, the businesses, maybe experience a little. Yeah, so let's go to refresh now. That 5,000 is here now, right? So now I want us to see if it is going to reflect under profit and loss. Of course it's going to reflect because the income has been selected. Remember the date, so let's go check what date. The date is in January, so I have to go back to January. That was the first time the contribution was made. So you can see we have this is a report. I've used this before, so don't mind this 2,000. You can see we have charges income of 5,000, or let's even say we did a damaged part or something, an expense we incur. You can see from this 5,000 we also incur this expense and have 3,000. So the anyway is correct. So there are many other things you can do with this software as regards to contribution. It can be daily contribution, it can be monthly contribution, it can be from your workplace, maybe like a group of 5 or 10. You decide to contribute and try to save and try to follow through accounting software to track them. Of course, you can use Excel, but if this information are much and bulky, you don't want to have an accounting software to keep track of this. Also, maybe at your working place, at home, in the mosque or church, and then any other organization you find yourself, or club or groups. This is how you should we can actually use QuickBooks desktop to record. So my next video is going to be QuickBooks Online. I'm going to show